What's going on, my intergalactic pals? And today I'm going to talk about the leaders in this new set that we're getting uh, with the Legends of the Force, and kind of talk about my personal opinion on what leaders we won't see being played and what leaders we might see more play in, or different things like that. But before I get into it, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share. Check out my other videos. I try to do more on-camera stuff other than just recording my weekly gameplays. And, yeah, let's get into it. Starting with the leaders I feel will not see play at all is Mother Talzin and Third Sister. I think those two will definitely more so not see play because their effects are very lackluster, I guess. With Mother Talzin, you spend an action to use the Force, you give a unit -1/-1 for the phase, and its flip side is on the attack you give a unit -1/-1 for the phase. I feel for spending an action and giving up the Force, -2/-2 would have been good, and on attack -3/-3. One it's on its deployed side would have been pretty good. I just don't think this is going to see play. Same for Third Sister. Her ability is play a unit from your hand, it gets hidden for this phase, and on its deployed side, on attack, the next unit you would play would get hidden. Third Sister does get hidden for being deployed for that phase, but there are so many other ways to get hidden in this game, and now are new cards that will be able to give hidden, and units that will have hidden already built in on them. I just don't see these two cards getting played. Another card I don't think we'll see a lot of play is Cal Kestis, Grand Inquisitor, Kit Fisto, and Rey. I don't really see them getting played outside of maybe draft. Only because with Cal, his ability is very dependent on making sure your opponent chooses a readied unit, then exhaust it, and you're giving up the Force for that. Grand Inquisitor is attack with a friendly unit. The defender gets -2/-0 for this phase. This attack that can be pretty good. Again, I think purely only in draft or sealed. Kit Fisto, you pay 1, tap, or exhaust. If you attacked with a Jedi unit this phase, deal 2 damage to a unit. This is very more dependent on a specific card type, and it being a Jedi is one of those restrictions. I think it's good, especially if you're trying to build a Jedi-focused deck, but outside of that, you're not really getting any benefits from it. And Rey, an action, if you played a non-force unit this phase, deal 1 damage. Again, I think this is more of a draft or sealed card. I don't really see this being played on a competitive level, just because that 1 damage, and her deployed side is, when deployed, you may discard your hand and draw 2 cards. Now, if it was like a new Sabine, where it takes a little bit longer to deploy, it deals damage. It can, on its leader side, it could deal damage effectively like Sabine, but not to yourself. Well, not really Sabine, because Sabine does damage to the base. She deploys on 7. I'm making myself now rethink Rey is not that great anymore. But that's just my personal opinion. I just don't see this really getting played. The next set of cards I'm going to talk about, I think we'll see maybe a little play, but it'll be kind of because, hey, this is my favorite, or there's some kind of workaround with them. Kylo Ren, Ahsoka, Kanan, and Brazen. Sure, all these cards will be showing, but I'm sure I'm pronouncing these wrong. I'm not 100% on a lot of these names half the time. But Kylo seems interesting. You discard a card from your hand. If you discard an upgrade this way, draw a card. And his deployed side is you could play upgrades from your discard pile one at a time, still paying their cost. I think that it will work, but again, it's more heavily dependent on resources, so you would have to be a really heavily or leaning heavy into resupplies, laser tags, assault carrier, or not assault carrier, well, that too, and cargo ship, the new one that when it comes into play, you take the top card of your deck and put it into your resource pile. Ahsoka gives a friendly unit Sentinel for the phase. You use the Force to give it to them, and its deployed side is on attack, give a friendly unit Sentinel for the phase. I wanted to like this. I want to like this, but I also can't like it because it's great that it's Sentinel for the phase. I don't like that I have to spend the Force to do this, but her deployed side I think is more valuable to protect her. But then again, it's her leader side that's kind of drawing me away from him. Kanan, pay an action. It's an action, pay 1 tap, give a shield token to a creature or specter. I wanted to like this because I was very much avid. I was like, where's my Wampa leader? Where's my creature guy? He is kind of that. He fits that very well. And he gets a boost while you control another creature or specter. He gets +2/+2. And he deploys with the shield. I know it's asking for a lot. I think his on attack ability, get rid of the shield when he's deployed and give a creature or specter a shield, and him still getting that +2/+2 as long as you control another creature or specter. That would have made him a little bit better. And I think he would have seen a little bit more play, but I think this is more along the lines of he will see more draft sealed play. Morgaine, I wanted to, and another card I kind of wanted to like. It's an action. You choose a friendly unit that attacked this phase. Play a unit from your hand that shares a keyword. It costs 1 less. And her deployed side is when she attacks, the next unit you play this phase costs 1 less, as long 1 less if it shares a keyword with the friendly. The same side. I was like, oh man, keywords. She cares about keywords. And I could build a whole keyword deck. Would have been fun. Like blue-green, all sentinels. Blue-green, all ambush. Or blue-red, all ambush. Or raid. Cheaper and cheaper units as they go. I was just not happy with her deployed side. Didn't get an increase. It stayed the exact same. So instead of it costing 1 less, it should cost 2 less. Because she has to attack. That's just my opinion. Ophi, play an event from your hand. It costs 1 less. You got to use the Force and an action to play that event. And on the deployed side, it's an action still. Use the Force, play an event that costs 1 less. Again, they're not increasing the cost reduction by at least 1 more while it's deployed. And I think that's kind of why these cards are more so turning me away from not wanting to play them, or feel like they might not see play. Because yeah, I can use an action, use the Force, and make an event cost 1 less. But if it's deployed, I still have to use an action. I still have to use the Force. And my payoff is it costs 1 less. It's not 2 less, so I don't understand that one. These are the cards I think will more so see play outside of Draft and Sealed. Snoke, Obi-Wan, Vera, Revan, Darth, Qui-Gon, and Anakin. I think these will all see play, but the ones I will see less competitive play, I think we'll see an outlier of 1 or 2, would be Snoke, Obi-Wan, Vera, and Darth Maul. I think those 3 are very situational. I think some people will figure something out with them. Darth Maul I enjoy because this is a spotlight deck card that has the action, exhaust, use the Force, deal 1 damage to a unit, deal 1 damage to a different unit. That is good. I'm paying 1 to deal 2 damage, and I'm using the force. Yeah, I have to choose a different unit, but I'm still effectively putting 2 damage out on the board. That's way better than what we've seen with a lot of things that use the force. And his attack side, or his deployed side, is on attack, deal 1 damage to a unit, deal 1 damage to a different unit. So I attack, I put 2 more damage out, and I can still effectively defeat something if I need to. Not counting the lightsabers that he already has, plus the new lightsaber I think that he has as well. And it's already given me, I'd rather play this than Rey or Kit Fisto or Grand Inquisitor. Like, I'm already seeing things. I think this is more playable. Obi-Wan, use the Force, give an experience token to a unit without an experience token. I feel like Obi-Wan is very playable. His ability to give an experience token to something that doesn't have an experience, so something giving a Sentinel an extra health to give them that survivability and to take something out with it. Getting in those saboteurs to deal that extra damage. And on attack, he gives an experience token without an experience token, gives a unit an experience token that doesn't have an experience token, and I'm not having to spend the force on it like other units or other leaders that say on attack you have to still pay the force. So, way better. Avera, their abilities really interesting. Action, use the force, or action, you create the force, so you get a force token, and its epic action is, if the number of resources you control plus the number of times you've used the force this phase is 9 or more, deploy the leader. So this can come out even faster, and while you have the force, it gets +4/+0 and overwhelm. So it becomes a 8-10 overwhelming unit that could, I think I was talking to people about this, and I think effectively you can get this out on like turn 3 or 4 when you have, like 3 or 4 rounds, which is really good. And I'm sure this will see more play. It's very niche. Supreme Leader Snoke, I thought was another good leader. Enact, pay 1, exhaust, give an experience token to the unit with the most power among friendly units if it's a type you choose. And on its deployed side, on attack, give an experience token to the unit with the most power among friendly units. Even Snoke is doing experience tokens like Obi-Wan, but I don't have to use the force, I just got to pay a resource, and it gives it to my bigger unit. So if I have a unit like the flamethrower stormtroopers from the previous set, where if they attack first, they deal damage first, just buffing that thing and then swinging, you can wipe things out. Or making your stuff that have ambush or overwhelm bigger, not ambush, but just things that have overwhelm bigger, makes the game last longer for you. They came from the starter deck from Moff Gideon, cost 3, they're 3/3, they have Sentinel, and if they save out combat, they get an experience token. So you're just making those guys bigger. This is a mechanic that I can get behind, that I would be like, yeah, I want to make a Supreme Leader Snoke deck, and I want to make big chunky unit. Qui-Gon is another Spotlight deck card that I thought was really good. And even I enjoy heroism cards, I enjoy villainy cards, but even Qui-Gon, I was like, man, Qui-Gon's really good. I can if I ambush a unit in, attack something, then I bounce it back to my hand and play something smaller, maybe another little ambusher, and get in extra damage. Or maybe I play a Sentinel, protect me, bounce the Sentinel back to my hand, play something else, maybe a smaller Sentinel. Just the idea that I could switch things in and out like this is just fun. And then when he's on his deployed side, when this unit completes an attack, you may return a friendly non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Play a non-villain unit that costs less than the return card from your hand for free. So the stipulation is you can't play villain units. I could still play really powerful units outside of the aspect penalty and sneak them in. as long as it's not a villainy card. And Qui-Gon is just way better at this. Darth Revan. I think we'll see people play Darth Revan because when a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, give it an experience token to that friendly unit. His deployed side, he restore one. When a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you may give an experience token to that friendly unit. So he gives this effect across the board to everything, because that as long as he sees it attack and defeats the unit and survives, they get an experience token, and I don't have to exhaust him. So even he would get it because he's a friendly unit. He is your unit. And the one card that I'm like super excited, I'm more of a villainy player. I like villainy stuff. I can respect the heroism cards. But even the new Anakin Skywalker, which is a neutral heroism card, just like Darth Revan, who is a neutral villain card. Anakin is, I can use an action, exhaust him, use the Force, and play a villain non-unit card from my hand, ignoring aspect penalties. That is amazing for using the Force. It could be any non-villain unit or villainy card that's not a unit. And I ignore aspect penalties. So if I'm playing Anakin, if I'm playing this new Anakin as a, let's say, blue, and I have all my event cards being our upgrades and events as villains aspects, but they're all different colors, he ignores those penalties. I could just play it. So if it costs 3, I'm playing it for 3. This is my understanding of it because it says ignore aspect penalties. So he overrides those colors, which means I could play Anakin all colors. And as long as I have units to defend me, units to give me life, I can give them way more better events. Or not better events, but give them access to more events. I can play all the blue cards like Takedown, Power of the Dark Side, Super Laser Blast. I can play the lightsabers that are restricted behind villainy. I can play Waylays. I can play Frozen in Carbonite. This opens up so many more cards pool. And I want to build an Anakin deck now. I'm more likely going to build this Anakin and have a good time with that. Now, I'm not saying all leaders are bad. I just think that they're bad in situations. So my opinion on a lot of these, if you don't agree with them, I totally get it. They may be your favorite character. You may have enjoyed. Like, I didn't play Survivor. I have no real ties to Cal other than I know his story, but I never played the game, so I never got attached. But he may be your favorite character, and you may want to play a deck based around Cal, and you should. I don't want people to take what I'm saying as like the be-all, end-all kind of conversations. Enjoy the characters that you enjoy. I'm just purely speaking opinion based on card mechanics. That's just my take. Let me know what you guys think. Who are you excited for? Are you going to make a deck around them? Are you going to build a Twin Suns deck around any of these? Please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, be safe out there in our big galactic world of ours. And I'll see you around.